yourself as an agori in Agorasana.
पूर्व कहो भिश्रिका जोजी बाही विधि जोगी जैसो जी।
Next up is Kanari Pavasana. Now, from the same posture, separate your heels. Place your elbows on your heels. As you lean forward and down, rest your chin on your hands and gaze to your nose as you engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha. Breathe in Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale and hold your breath and visualize yourself as a female elephant drinking water.
बाली पाव आसन कख्यो है जैसे याहू में जाने विदिते से।
Next up is Padasana. Now raise your knees, bring your hands below the feet and interlock your fingers in front as you raise your feet off the mat and gaze to the nose, visualizing Swamiji.
ततोर्ध्वम्रे चयेत् वायुं पृथुनिश्वास संयुतम्।
Next up is Gopi Chandasana. Now interlock your fingers around the toes and pull them against your chest. Bring your chin on your hands, gaze to your nose and embody the state and space of a king.
पूर्व विधि पगा का अंगूठा कंठ को पराशे।
Next up is Uddarasana. Now scoop your hands below the feet, interlock your fingers around the toes and lift the toes up against your chest as you gaze to your nose and visualize your body free from any defects.
दोवु पगदली संपुटटाने उभय हस्त करी उरद हिताने।
From the same position, now raise your feet even higher in front of your face as you visualize yourself excelling in everything.
दोवु पगदली जोड़ी संपुट करे।
Next up is Bhujasana. Now lift your legs over top of the respective shoulders and visualize yourself as a cobra as you bend your elbows up and interlock the fingers around your neck if you can.
शिरासनं तो विज्ञेयं कक्षासनं ततः परं ग्रीवासनं च परमं भुजासनं इहोच्यते।
Next up is Kalyanasana. Now, with your legs over the shoulders, bend your elbows down and interlock fingers behind your neck as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a beautiful, auspicious goddess.
दो हाथ बगम बीच आने तिनको गोड़ा नीचे ठाने।
Next up is Sankatasana. Now, sit on the left heel as you keep the left foot flat on the ground and stack the right knee over top, bringing the right heel to the left hip. Place your hands onto opposite knees and visualize yourself as an elegant swan.
वामपादं चिदेर्मूलं सन्यस्य धरणीतले।
Next up is Dhenukasana. Now slide the left heel outside the hip and sit on the ground. Keep your heels at the hip and place your hands on the top knee as you visualize a cow in your inner space. Engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha and breathe in Ujjayi Pranayama, making an ocean-like sound with your mouth in Dhenukasana.
अनुषागीनगर पंचटं बृहिलिन्दकल्यम्नी।
Next up is Machandrasana. Now place the right foot onto the left thigh and the left foot onto the right knee. Bring your left arm behind. Reach for opposite thighs with your hands as you catch a hold, twist your spine even further. Gaze to your third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
वामजंग प्रदक्षिणटाने वामहस्तपिष्टे दिश आने।
Next up is Machandrasana 2. With your legs in the same position, lean forward and down, holding on to the big toes of Prana Mudra. Place your forehead on the mat and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथम जी मनोचरण जोई वामजंग परिराखे सोई।
Next up is Guru Asana. Now, interlock your fingers and place them on the top knee as you engage all the wonders and visualize Swamiji, your Guru, in your inner space.
ऊर्मूलेतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिका प्रदेशगुल्भं संस्थाप्य
Now, place the top of the right foot flat, sit on the right heel as you stack the left knee over top in Sankatasana on the other side. Visualize yourself as an elegant swan.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं संन्यस्य धरणीतले पाददण्डेन जाम्येन वेष्टयेद्वामपादकम्
Slide the right foot outside the hip. Sit on the ground, engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha as you visualize a cow in Dhenukasana.
अनुषागीनकरपञ्चडं वृषीलिन्दकल्यम्नि
Now repeat Machandasana. Place the left foot on the right thigh and the right foot on the left knee. Now bring the right arm behind, twist your spine, hold onto your thighs as you gaze up and visualize Swamiji.
वामजङ्गप्रदक्षिणटाने वामहस्तपिष्टिजिसाने
Next up is Machandasana 2. Now hold onto the big toes and lean forward and down as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथमजी मनोचरणजोयि वामजङ्गपरिराखे सोयि
Next up is Guru Asana. Now interlock your fingers, place them on the top knee, engage all the wonders as you visualize Swamiji.
ऊर्मूलेतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिका प्रदेशगुल्भं संस्थाप्य
Next up is Pashasana. Place your feet flat, knees raised against your chest. Hold them closed with opposite hands as you cross your arms in front. Press your tongue up. Engage Jari Mudra, gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय जाननिवृति निधाय विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् ऊरुसहितजङ्गे निबध्य
Next up is Bodha Shukasana. From the same posture, hold on to your wrists and place your chin on the knees as you gaze at the nose and visualize yourself residing in an abode of bliss.
द्वौ पगदली भूपतिधरे कोर्माहिलीय शेखरे
Next up is Kurakatasana. Now bring your hands underneath your legs. Hold on to opposite elbows below your knees as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
मूलद्वारि धरती परिठाने डाबा पगपरितच्छिपत आने
Now cross the right foot over the left. Keep holding onto your elbows as you keep your toes pointing up, gaze to your nose and visualize the great sage of Maharishi Sumati and Sumati Asana.
मूलद्वारि धरती परिठाने डाबा पगपरितच्छिपत आने
Next up is Dandasana. Now extend your legs out forward and interlock your fingers, raising your arms up with the wrists pointing outwards, gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji and engage all the bandhas.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु सुखप्रसवलाभाय प्रोच्यते प्राक्तनेपथि
Next up is Arambhasana. Now lean forward and down. Hold on to the big toes and Prana Mudra as you start breathing in Nadi Shodhana. Inhale through one nostril and exhale through the other alternatingly as you clean your nadis. Keep the prana along your spine, along the chakras. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो पग मिली वा पथारी पगा का अंगूठा पकड़ी लीलाट गोड़ा लगावे
Next up is Virukasana. Now separate your feet and slightly raise your knees as you bring your arms below the legs and holding on to the soles of the feet from the outside. Gaze through your third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथम बैसी दो पाव पथारी कचको ऊर्ध को कोरडो डारे
Next up is Jalandharipavasana. Now join the soles of the feet in front. Bring your hands below the shins, palms facing up, elbows on the ground. Place your face on the feet and visualize Swamiji.
दो एड़ी मैली के दीजिए हाथ पथारी
Next up is Urdhva Paschimottanasana. As you lift one leg behind your neck, lean forward and down. Hold on to the front foot as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Breathe them Pratyahara Pranayama. Visualize that the prana is flowing upwards within your body.
पश्चिमतानवत्संस्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्
Now lean back with the leg behind your neck. Keep the opposite leg extended forward as you gaze to the nose and visualize you are infinite, endless, eternal, Ananta.
उत्तानशयने एकैकं पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य
Now roll onto the side and gaze to your nose as you feel in complete control in Ankushasana.
उत्तानशयित एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्
The next asana is Dhrushasana. As you lay on your back, pull your knees up against your chest and encircle them with your hands, rocking your body from side to side as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानशयनं जानुनि हृदयपष्टम्भ
The next asana is Urdhva Paschimottanasana on the other side. Now lift the other leg behind your neck and lean forward and down, holding onto the front foot as in Paschimottanasana, as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पश्चिमतानवत्संस्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्
Now lean back with your legs still behind your neck. Hold on to the foot with the opposite hand as you extend the other leg forward. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Ananta. Visualize you are infinite, endless, eternal in Anantasana.
उत्तानशयने एकैकं पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य
Now roll onto your side as you feel in complete control, gazing to the nose in Ankushasana.
उत्तानशयित एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्
The next asana is Yoga Nidrasana. Now, one by one, lift one leg behind your neck as you lay on your back. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Remember to breathe in Pratyahara Pranayama and interlock your fingers behind your back as you gaze to your nose.
पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कण्ठं हस्ताभ्यां पृष्ठबन्धनं तन्मध्ये शयनं कुर्यात् योगनिद्रा सुखप्रदा
Next up is Atmaramasana. As you lift your legs up, bring your hands underneath and interlock them behind your neck. As you gaze to your nose, visualize Lord Vishnu blessing you from within.
आत्मा राम आसन प्रथम सुधोसो वे
The next asana is Kochikasana. As you lay on your back, extend your arms out to the side and pull your knees up against your chest with the soles of the feet facing up. Gaze to your third eye and you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ सीधा सा करे तेन सो उबे सपा करे
Next up is Jatara Parivritti. This asana consists of 3 steps. We're going to perform all 3 steps and then repeat them on the other side. First, come to a neutral position. Pull your knees up against your chest and extend your arms out to the side. Then drop one knee to the side and extend the opposite leg straight down. Bend both knees to the side. And then extend your legs to the side, hold on to the feet and gaze in the opposite direction. Visualize Swamiji, perform the Mula Bandha, breathe in Pratyahara Pranayama, and return to the neutral position. Now drop the other knee down to the side. Bend both knees to the side. Extend your legs to the side, hold onto the feet, and gaze away from the feet.
परिवृत्ते कुक्षे भागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
Next up is Dvipadapitam. As you lay on your back, place your feet flat, knees raised, hold onto your ankles as you push your hips up high, gaze to your nose, and engage Jalandhara Bandha and Mudra Bandha while breathing in Mocha Kumbhaka, visualizing yourself as sturdy as a bridge in Dvipadapitam.
प्रतिक्रियायुतं द्वन्द्वपीठ सर्वबलप्रदं गर्भिणीनां दुर्बलानामिति गार्गी जगादनु.
Next up is Paryankasana. Now bring your hands over top of your shoulders, hands flat, fingers pointing towards your feet. As you push your hips up high, walk your hands and feet closer together. As you visualize yourself as sturdy as stone furniture, breathe calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka.
उत्तानशयनं हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्यः पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा.
Now lay down on your back. Pull your knees to the chest. Bring your hands on the shoulders and move your legs in a circular motion, visualizing yourself as a dog playfully rolling around on its back.
शरीरं संस्थाप्य जानुनी सम्मील्य नाभौ वाणीज.
Next up is the Viparita Karani. Now keep your hands flat on the mat and lift your legs up straight. Point your toes upwards as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Breathe in Mocha Kumbhaka and move your legs in a circular motion.
भूतले सशिरो दत्त्वा खेनये चरणद्वयं विपरीतकृतिश्चैषा सर्वतन्त्रेषु गोपिता.
Now stop the movement of the legs. Point your toes upwards. Push your hips through all the way as you visualize Swamiji in Viparita Karani too.
करणी विपरीताख्या सर्वाधिव्याधिनाशिनी नित्यम् अभ्यासयुक्तस्य जठराग्निविवर्धनी.
Now drop the toes down over top of your head. Keep them on the ground as you interlock your fingers behind your back. Push your hands on the mat in Parsha Mudra as you visualize yourself as a plow in Langalasana.
नरकासने स्थित्वा नासिकाप्रदेशे भूमौ पादपृष्ठे स्थाप्य.
Now reach for your feet above your head. Hold on to the feet. In Shaita Paschimottanasana, one of the 84 asanas revealed directly by Lord Paramashiva himself.
तानं शयित्वात् कुर्वीत शयितपश्चिमतानकम्.
The next asana is Supta Konasana. As you lay on your back and bring your legs over top of your head, bring the hips above the shoulder level and separate your feet as you hold onto the feet with your hands. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
परिवृत्ते कुक्षे भागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
Next up is Chakrasana. Now bring the feet together, hold onto your ankles and roll onto your back as you visualize yourself as a chakra, a wheel in Chakrasana.
शवासनस्तद्वौ पादौ कुर्यान्मस्तकतः परो व्युत्क्रमेण ततः शीघ्रमेतत् सर्वस्य साधनम्.
Now extend your legs up at a 90-degree angle and hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra. As you visualize Swamiji and separate your legs widely in Supta Prasarita Parangustasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे
Now join your feet back together, holding on to the big toes in Pranamudram as you visualize Swamiji in Supta Parangusthasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे
Now cross your legs into Padmasana and lay on your back. Bring your hands above your head, holding onto opposite elbows as you gaze to your nose and visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu in Matsyasana.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानशयनं चरेत् पूर्पराभ्यां शिरो वेष्ट्य मत्स्यासनं तु रोगः
Next up is Parasharamasana. Now place the back side of the right hand onto the left palm above your head. Keep your body in the same position. Otherwise, as you gaze to your nose, visualize Lord Rama in Parasharamasana.
प्रथमकरे पद्मासन आछे सुधो सोवे भूपरिपाछे
Next up is Sarvangasana. Now keep your legs in Padmasana and raise your knees and hips off the ground. As you support your lower back with your hands, rest your elbows on the ground for support. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji and breathe in Murja Kumbhaka with Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha engaged in Sarvangasana.
अथवा क्षेत्रसंक्षेपात् सर्वाङ्गासनमुत्तमम्
Next up is Vrishikasana. Now lay on your back. Place one foot on the opposite thigh and pull the opposite knee against your chest as you extend your arms upwards. Tuck your chin to the chest and hook your fingers forward. Gaze to your third eye as you visualize yourself as a scorpion in Vrishikasana.
प्रथमशेन सुधो शीशिके शिके सन्धि सुदाखे
Now place the other foot on the opposite thigh. Pull your knee up. Repeat Vrishikasana, the scorpion posture on the other side.
प्रथमशेन सुधो शीशिके शिके सन्धि सुदाखे
Next up is Vrishabharakshipasana. Now lay on your back and interlock your fingers behind your neck. Lift both your legs off the mat and alternate, pulling one knee in towards your chest back and forth. And so visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
शवत् शरीरं संस्थाप्य जानुनी सम्मील्य नाभुवानीज
Next up is Marottanasana. Laying on your back with your hands flat next to the hips. Pull one knee up and touch your ear with the knee, alternating on both sides as you visualize Swamiji.
श्वोत्तानवत् संस्थिति कृत्वा जानुद्वयं पर्यायेन कर्णयोः संस्पृशेत्
The next asana is Upikasana. As you lay on your back, place your feet flat and stand up and lay back down again and again.
अथ उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा
The next asana is Nutasana. Now, as you lay on your back, roll over completely.
Since the beginning of time and space, Bhagwan Paramashiva, the all-powerful, all-pervasive, and all-knowing ultimate superconscious existence, revealed in the Vedas and Agamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, the truths about himself and the manifested universe and its multidimensional and simultaneously existing dimensions and worlds, also known as parallel universes or vertical time zones.
Contract your lips and make a wish.
The Kala Tattva, which gives rise to the knowledge of various time zones and parallel universes such as Prati and others, is originated by Ananteshwara from the
Next up is Deha Ulanganasana. Now push your body up into the plank position, jump your feet in between your hands back and forth as you visualize yourself, transcend body and mind.
हस्तद्वयं बद्ध्वा तन्मध्ये चरणद्वयम् उड्डानैव बहिरानीय.
Next up is Jatyasana. From a standing position, now lean forward and down and place your hands on the mat, walking around on hands and feet as you visualize yourself as a wise 60-year-old elephant.
अथ जात्यासनं वक्ष्ये येन जातिस्मरो भवेत्.
Next up is the Lolitika Karana. Now stand in Adimandi posture and raise your elbows to the shoulder level, rotating around your arms around the body as you lean back and move your head in all directions. Next up is Sarabhasana. Now you have a rope available, tie your feet with the rope, and then keep your arms close to your body, hands on your thighs. Stand erect on the mat like a rod as you visualize the Kundalini Devi rising and curling upwards around your body.
अथ सर्पासनं वक्ष्ये वायुपाणाय केवलं शरीरं दण्डवत् तिष्ठेत् रज्जुबन्धस्तु पादयोः.
Next up is Pushta Sadhanasana. Now lean forward and down and hold onto your toes with your hands as you clench your hands into fists. Walk around on the mat visualizing yourself as a camel.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिका प्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य.
From the same position, now hold on to the toes from the side and walk around visualizing yourself as a horse in Ashvasana, the horse posture.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिका प्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य.
Next up is Kapota Nitakasana. Now stand with your feet together and lean back as you interlock your fingers behind your back. Tilt your head back, open up your chest as you visualize yourself as a soaring bird diving.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय पृष्ठभागेन हस्तो जङ्घापर्यन्तं नीत्वा.
Next up is Thala Pushpa Bhutam Karana. As you stand in Adimandi, join your hands in Namaskara Mudra and bow down to one side, raising the respective heel and opening your palms to the side. As you visualize yourself holding a bouquet of flowers and offering it to Paramashivoham. Next up is Khadgasana. Now gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a rhinoceros as you lay down on your stomach. Then jump your feet back up towards your hands and stand, extending your hands in Namaskara Mudra, resembling the horn of the rhinoceros.
आसनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा.
Next up is the Uttanottanam. Now hold on to weights. If you want to intensify this asana, then sit down or squat down as low as you can and stand back up. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पुनः पुनः उत्थातव्यम् स्थितव्यम् इति उत्थानोत्थानं भवति.
Next up is Musalasana. Now raise your arms up above your head and jump repeatedly as you visualize yourself as a mace.
सरलं स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वं बाहुनयेत् वारं वारम् उड्डानं कृत्वा.
Next up is Utsheshakasana. Now hold on to one foot and pull the sole of the foot against your chest as you sit down and stand back up on the other leg, alternating on both sides as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
एकैकं पादतलं कुक्षौ निधाय तिष्ठेत् उत्शीर्षकं भवति.
Next up is Pashpadanu Karana. Now pull one knee towards your chest and encircle it with your arm, hand in a fist, the other hand on the inner respective thigh. Next up is Tandavasana. Now extend your arms and one leg forward as you visualize yourself fiercely dancing as Lord Shiva. Hold on to weights and sit down and stand back up in Tandavasana.
एकेन पादेन स्थातव्यं ताण्डवासनं भवति.
Next up is Brahmanasana. Now raise one foot towards the inner opposite thigh. Your hands at the side as you visualize Lord Brahma blessing you from within.
ब्राह्मणासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा ब्राह्मणो भवेत्.
Next up is Garudasana 3. Now bring the left foot over and around the right knee. Tuck the left toes behind the right. Bring the left arm below the right and join your hands in Namaskara Mudra as you visualize yourself as Lord Garuda.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहद्गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Next up is Ekapadasana. Now bring the left foot onto the right thigh. Keep your hands relaxed by the side as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दक्षाङ्घ्रिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च.
Next up is Dhruvasana, the post-up posture. Now hold on to the left toe and extend the leg out to the side as you rotate quickly on the standing leg. Visualize yourself as a north poster.
एकेन हस्तेन दण्डरूपस्य एकस्य पादस्य अग्रं धृत्वा.
The next asana is Trivikramasana. Now lift one leg behind your neck and then stand tall on the mat. Visualize Lord Vishnu blessing you from within as you perform the 3 steps of Lord Vishnu, sitting down and standing back up in Trivikramasana.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति.
Next up is Padshvajanukarana on the other side. Now lift the other knee up and circle the knee with your hand in a fist as you keep the other hand on your inner thigh. Next up is Tandavasana on the other side. Now hold on to weights, extend your arms and one leg as you sit down and stand back up, visualizing yourself fiercely dancing as Lord Shiva.
एकेन पादेन स्थातव्यं ताण्डवासनं भवति.
Now repeat Brahmanasana. Keep one foot at the inner opposite thigh, hands at the side. Visualize Lord Brahma blessing you from within.
ब्राह्मणासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा ब्राह्मणो भवेत्.
Now bring the raised knee over top of the opposite thigh, toes tucked behind. Bring the right arm below the left as you join your hands in Namaskara Mudra, visualizing yourself as Lord Garuda.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहद्गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Now raise the right foot onto the left thigh. Your hands at the side and visualize Swamiji in Ekapadasana.
दक्षाङ्घ्रिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च.
Hold onto the right big toe. Extend it out to the side as you rotate quickly on the standing leg, visualizing yourself as the north poster in Dhruvasana on the other side.
एकेन हस्तेन दण्डरूपस्य एकस्य पादस्य अग्रं धृत्वा.
Now lift the other leg behind your neck and stand tall. Sit down. Stand back up. Visualize Lord Vishnu as you perform the 3 steps of Lord Vishnu in Trivikramasana.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति.
Next up is Samanaka Karana. Now stand with your heels together, toes pointing outwards and your hands at the outside of your hips, fingers pointing one by one in this neutral posture. relax from this intense sequence of asanas as you get ready for the final 100 asanas of the sequence, starting off with Kodak Anjali Asana. Now squat down as you bring your hands in between the legs, interlocking the fingers in front of your navel as you visualize the great sage Goraknath, the founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya, and breathe in Jiva Chalakumlaka. Inhale, hold your breath, and move the prana freely by the force of your will.
Pratamahi bohoye bahuri nicho punihove.
Next up is Kanchi Asana. As you squat down, interlock your fingers behind, and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Urmadhyadhakta nivesya nitamam dhritva.
Next up is Bairu Asana. Now, squat down with your heels against the perineum. Interlock your fingers behind the lower back as you gaze to your nose and visualize Bhagavan Kala Bhairava, the Lord of Time.
दो बगा की थलिया की माहिली को और मिलाई फना पानी उकड़ मोड़ वैसे.
Next up is Varahasana. Now, squat down with the heels against your perineum, toes separated. As you join your hands in Anjali Mudra, bringing them behind your head, fingers pointing downwards as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Varaha, the boar avatar of Lord Vishnu.
पागदली की माहिली को और मिलाई फना पानी उकड़ मोड़ वैसे.
Next up is Vipitasana. Now, hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra and raise your hips up to the same level as your knees. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
पार्श्वद्वय सम्मील्य स्थित्वा नितमं जानु प्रदेश आनीय.
Next up is Bakasana. Now, place your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Bring your knees onto your arms towards your armpits. Lean forward, lift your feet off the ground, and balance as in Kanipavasana as you visualize yourself as a crow.
ताभ्याम मौनिमवष्टभ्याम.
Next up is Sushtanga Kapali Asana. With your hands flat on the ground, place your head on the mat as well, forming a triangle. As you keep your knees on your arms, lift your feet off the mat and then extend them up as you cross them into Padmasana. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
आसन गोगुण कपाल आछो होई.
Next up is Guptasana. Now sit in a kneeling posture with your heels outside the hips, feet flat, toes touching behind. Keep your hands on the knees as you gaze to your nose and visualize you're sitting in the secret seat with Paramashivoham and Guru.
जानूर्भोरन्तरे पादौ कृत्वा पादौ च गोपयेत्.
Next up is Vrikshasana 2. As you place your hands on the mat and pick your legs up into a handstand, you're leaning against a wall if needed, or ask a partner to assist you in this asana. Everyone should perform this asana to purify the 7 chakras. Now with your hands down, your feet up, visualize yourself as a tree with deep roots growing into the ground in Vrikshasana 2.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासन विशेषकान्.
Next up is Shibu Asana. From the handstand position, or bring your hands and feet closer together. Gaze up towards your third eye and visualize the tejas energy is flowing towards your third eye, rejuvenating your body.
दो पग जोड़ी माही गुल्फ मिलाए.
Next up is Matsyasana 2. Place your hands flat on the ground. Step your feet back into the plank position. Lower your body down and push it back up again and again as you visualize yourself as a fish.
नित्यं शयनं कुर्परो पार्श्वभागाय मूर्धकृत्य.
As you lay on your back, keep your hands on the hips and raise your head and chest up from left to right as you visualize and move your body like a snake in Sarvasana 2.
निर्जं शयनं कृत्वा हस्तौ नितम्बं संस्थाप्य
Next up is Nidālambanasana. Place your elbows on the mat in front of you and rest your chin on your hands with your hands in Padma Mudra, the Lotus Mudra. Now point your toes back and feel self-supported and completely independent.
कराभ्यां पङ्कजं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् कूर्परया सुधीः मुखमुन्नमनुच्चायि निरालम्बनमासनम्.
Next up is Chakrasana. Now bend your knees, lift your feet towards your upper back as you place your hands flat on the ground. Raise your upper back towards your feet, tilt your head back, and visualize yourself as an umbrella protecting your guru from the sun rays.
अर्ध्यासनं स्थित्वा हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य.
Next up is Vajrasana. Now sit in a kneeling posture with your feet flat on top of the heels. Extend your arms out in front. Place your palm from the ground and your forehead as well as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Vajra, the weapon of Indra, symbolizing indestructibility.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघुसुखप्रसवलाभाय प्रोच्यते प्राक्तने पथि.
Next up is Meshasana. As you place your hands flat on the ground, raise your hips up high into Gajasana and then alternate striking the ground with your hand. Visualizing yourself as powerful as a ram.
गजासनसंस्थितो एकैकं बाहुं भूमौ ताडयेत्.
The next asana is Ajrasana. As you raise your legs up into a handstand, slowly lower your face down towards the ground as you visualize yourself as unborn, existing for all eternity.
गजासनसंस्थितो पादद्वयमन्तराळे कृत्य.
The next asana is Dhanantarasana. As you sit in a kneeling posture, hold on to the big toes and pull them towards your perineum. Then place your hands on top of the knees, gaze to your nose, and visualize Swamiji, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, in your inner space.
पूरवविधिपरिहाताग्ये काकसीस्यो फणाशरा मोडी.
Next up is the Angamotanam. Now, from the kneeling position, interlock your fingers in front and extend your arms out, move them up, down, left, right, in all directions. Give massage to various different joints and muscles of your body. As you then interlock your fingers behind, repeat the movement and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
हस्तयोः अङ्गुलीर्बद्ध्वा हस्तयोर्मध्यात् सर्वमङ्गं निष्कासयित्वा.
The next asana is Garudasana form. Now sit with your toes pointing outwards, your thighs and calves on the ground. Place your hands on the knees and visualize yourself as Lord Garuda flying Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi on his back.
जङ्घोरुभ्यां धरां पीड्य स्थिरकायो द्विजानुना.
The next asana is Ananda Mandirasana. Now, bring the soles of the feet together, toes pointing back, and sit on your heels. As you separate your knees, hold on to your ankles and place the front of the buttocks on the ground if you can. Gaze up towards your third eye as you Visualize yourself residing in the blissful space of a temple.
अथ वक्षे नीलकण्ठ आनन्दमन्दिरासनं यत्कृत्वा अमरो धीरो भवत्येवेह साधकः.
Next up is Mandukasana. Now overlap your feet and sit on your heels. As you keep your hands underneath your knees, engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as a frog as you press your tongue up flat against the palate of your mouth and Manduki Mudra.
पृष्ठं संपीड्य गुल्फाभ्यां जान्वङ्गे सवलयाकृतिः हस्तौ पादतले क्षिप्तो मण्डूकं पाददोषहृत्.
Next up is Narasimhasana. Now tuck your toes, sit on raised heels. Place your hands flat on the ground close to your feet, the thumbs touching. As you stick your tongue out, gaze to the tip of your nose and exhale forcefully again and again. Visualize Narasimha, the lion man avatar of Lord Vishnu in Narasimhasana.
दो फणा पानी होए वैसे एडी मेलर गुदा निवैसे.
Next up is Vishrakasana. Now sit on the raised heels with your knees on the ground and cover your mouth with your hands. Bring your thumbs underneath the teeth and inhale through the right nostril, exhale through your mouth in Vishraka Pranayama. As you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Devi victorious over your fears in Vishrakasana.
दो बगा की एडी जोजी घोड़ा फनो बान पुनि होई.
Next up is Makarasana. Bring the soles of the feet together, the feet flat, toes pointing back. Separate your knees, sit on the heels, and raise your elbows. Bend them, bring your fingers towards your armpits, and mimic a monkey stretching itself as you visualize yourself as a playful monkey, gazing up towards your third eye in Makarasana.
दो बगदरी संपुट आने तिनके पुष्टि भूमि परिधाने.
Next up is Vajrasankarasana. Now, squat with the soles of the feet together, knees separated, raise off the mat as you hold on to opposite elbows behind your back, gaze to your nose, and embody diamond-like strength for you and your Sangha, your spiritual community.
प्रथम बना पानी होए वैसे दो एडी गुदा निवैसे.
Next up is Kanjanasana. Now, place your knees on the ground and cross your heels as you sit on the heels. Place your hands flat on the ground next to your body. Gaze to your nose and visualize perfect health beyond any and all physical or mental ailments as you engage with Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
खञ्जनासनमा वक्षे यत्कृत्वा सुस्थिरो भवेत्.
From the same posture, place your hands on the knees and make your upper body and neck stiff, like the shell of a turtle, as you embody a turtle living for centuries. Gazing to the tip of your nose in Purnasana.
गुल्भौ च वृषणस्याधो व्युत्क्रमेण समाहितौ ऋजुकाय शिरो ग्रीवं कूर्मासनमितीरितम्.
Maintain the same posture, relax your upper back and neck, and visualize Swamiji as you gaze to your nose in Yogasana.
गुदं नियम्य गुल्भाभ्यां व्युत्क्रमेण समाहितः योगासनं भवेदेतदिति योगविदो विदुः.
Next up is Vidyogasana. Now stand on the knees and cross your feet with the feet near the opposite knees. Hold on to your calves with the fingers inside and the thumbs outside. As you gaze up towards your third eye, visualize a space of eternal oneness, Advaita, with your Guru in Vidyogasana.
गोड़ा वामो बहोई गोड़ा आड़ा राखे दोई.
Next up is Ushtrasana 2. Now place your feet flat on the ground behind you. Stand on your knees and lean back. Hold onto your heels. As you push your hips forward, tilt your head back, and visualize yourself as a camel.
मेरुदण्डग्रन्थिदाढ्य संविपादयिषु पुमान्.
Next up is Chatyasana too. Now, lean back, place your elbows on the mat. As you hold onto the soles of the feet with your hands, place the back of your head on the ground as well. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a lotus blooming.
दो एड़ी संपुट करे 16 मूल द्वारी तरी धरे.
Next up is Viratasana. As you hold onto your feet, lay back, place your back on the ground and rise back up again and again. You can use the support of your hands if needed. As you gaze at the tip of your nose and visualize the healing and liberation of all causal subtle forms of your body.
दो एड़ी संपुट करे 16 मूल द्वारी तरी धरे.
The next asana is Kapotasana. From the same position, now lean back, hold onto your feet as you bring your arms over your shoulders and bring your head in between the feet. You can, and you visualize yourself as a beautiful dove.
दो एड़ी संपुट करे 16 मूल द्वारी तरी धरे.
Next up is Varasana. Now stand on the knees with the toes tucked behind and hold on to opposite elbows as you gaze through your nose and internally chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. For this is the boon fulfilling posture. Receive your boon from Paramashiva.
गंगा पृष्ठभूमो निधाय जंगोद्रजोः ऊरुनी संस्थाप्य.
Next up is Varahasana too. With your toes tucked, sit down on your heels and place your forearms on the mat, resting your face on your hands as you visualize yourself as Varaha, the boar avatar of Lord Vishnu.
जानुनी भूमौ संस्थाप्य हस्ताभ्यां बाहु परस्परं धृत्वा.
Now keep your forearms on the ground, interlock your fingers, place your head on the ground supported with your hands and lift your legs up into Mundasana, another inverted posture. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a lopped tree.
अधो मुंडासनं वक्षे सर्वेषां प्राणिनां सुखम्.
Gently lower your legs and come to a kneeling position. Keep your feet flat, sit on the heels as you lean forward and down and place your head in between the knees. Hold onto your head with your hands, elbows outside the knees as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiti. Inhale through the nose and exhale through your mouth in Anbhasana.
प्रथम भगदली कमटारावे कोरमाहिली उभे मिलावे.
We move on to Viparita Shalabhasana. Lay down on your stomach. Extend your arms up above your head. Hold on to weights if you want to intensify this asana. As you lift your arms, your chest, and your legs off the mat, visualizing yourself as a locust.
तलभासन भेदाश्च नटभेरुण्ड नामके गण्डभेरुण्ड सहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Next up is Kapalasana. Now place your forehead on the ground as you keep your hands by the side of your hips. Lift your legs off the mat as you visualize a skull representing the mind with purified thoughts and the strong will to attain enlightenment. In Kapalasana, the skull posture.
कपालं भूमौ निधाय ऊर्ध्वं पादौ नजेत्.
Next up is Akasha Kapotasana. With your hands flat on the mat, bend your knees and push your hips up above your body. As you place the feet on the ground in front of your face, if you can, visualize yourself as a free and open dove.
उष्ट्रासने स्थित्वा चरणौ भूमेरुत्थाप्य मस्तकोपरि नीत्वा.
The next asana is Tadakasana. From a kneeling position, now place your forearms on the ground. Be sturdy and visualize yourself as a sparrow.
कूर्परपर्यन्तौ हस्तौ धरामोष्टभ्य.
Next up is Vrishikasana too. Now, keep your forearms on the ground and raise your hips and lift your legs up. Bring the feet over top of your body. Try to touch the back of your head as you visualize yourself as a scorpion.
विच्छेव पुच्छ प्रतिमांग्रपार्श्वे धत्वा स्वशीर्षे चिबुकं विधार्य कौ
Now sit in a kneeling posture. Place your perineum onto the right heel as you point the left toes out to the side, outside the hip. Keep your hands in front of the knees on the ground as you visualize yourself as a bull, forcefully inhaling through your nose, holding the breath for a short while, and then slowly exhaling again through the nose in Pancharanga Kumbhaka, in Vrishasana, the bull posture.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं संन्यस्य धरणीतले
Next up is Lulasana. Now, keep your hands flat on the ground and raise your knees and entire body off the mat, balancing on your arms as you cross the toes of the left foot over the right and visualize Swamiji.
लोलासनं सदा कुर्यात् वायुलोलापघातनात्
Now, place the perineum onto the left heel. Keep the right foot outside the hip. Place your hands in front as you repeat Vrishasana, the bull posture on the other side.
यामे गुल्फे पादमूले वामभागे पदेतरम्
Next up is Bala Gunasana. Now, place the toes of the left foot on the ground and sit on the left heel. As you keep the right foot flat, knee raised against your chest. Keep your hands on the respective knees as you visualize Balaguna high, one of the 84 siddhas in your inner space.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाये
Next up is Grahasana. Now stand up and squat down. Bring your arms in and around the knees as you hold on to the respective ankles with your hands, visualizing yourself as the entire planet.
दो भूपगदली संपुट करे कौरवार्ली भूपरि धरे
Next up is Balagunasana. Next, tap the toes of the right foot, sit on the right heel. As you place the left foot flat, knee raised against your chest, hands on the respective knees. Visualize Balaguna high in your inner space.
आसन को गुण जल विकार जाई
Next up is Utkatasana. Now step both feet in, keep the knees together, and place your hands on top of the knees, holding onto weights if you want to intensify this asana. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पिजोस्ति ऊर्वजानु यत्रासने पादतलध्वजोपरि
Next up is Vajrasangarasana too. Now, sit on the raised heels with the soles of the feet together, knees separated, and hold on to opposite elbows behind your back. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you breathe in Antaranga Kumbhaka.
प्रथम बना पानी होए जैसे दो एड़ी गुदा निवेशे
Next up is Anilasana. Place your hands flat on the mat and step your heels onto the back of your hands. Squat down as low as you can and keep your arms straight as you gaze to your nose and visualize you are able to live off of air alone.
दो हाथ भूमि पर टाने कहनी जाड़ी ना भी लगाने
Next up is Parukasana. As you grab your hands around the feet from below, step your feet onto your hands. Visualize you're wearing padukas, walking all across India as you walk around on your mat.
हस्ततलयोः पादतले कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् गच्छेत् पादुकासनं भवति.
Next up is Kukkotoddanasana. Place your hands on the ground and pick your legs up, let them fall back down again and again, visualizing yourself as a rooster.
हस्ततले भूमौ कृता पादतले च ऊर्ध्वमुद्दानं कृत्वा.
Next up is Viparita Nithyananda. Now place your hands flat on the ground and raise your legs up into a handstand. Then dance around on two hands as you feel yourself become free of all inhibitions.
हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य ऊर्ध्वपादाग्रे कुर्वन्.
Next up is Kunjarasana. Now separate your feet and lean forward and down, placing one hand on the mat, holding your head with the other hand as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
अथ वक्षे महादेव कुञ्जरासनमुत्तमम्.
Exchange the position of your hands. Repeat Kunjarasana.
अथ वक्षे महादेव कुञ्जरासनमुत्तमम्.
Now squat down all the way. Keep your feet together, heels close to your body. Hold onto your ankles and lift your feet up the mat as you visualize yourself as a kadamba tree, a pious tree that promotes a long life.
पार्श्वेभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य हस्तद्वये नकुलफौ धृत्वा.
Now keep your feet flat, your knees raised against your chest. Hold on to opposite knees with the hands and hold them close as you visualize any excess vata being released from a balance within your system. Breathing calmly into Hadra Kumbhaka and Pavana Muktasana.
द्वयोस्तु पादयोः पाणिं लात्वा स्वस्वनितम्बके.
Next up is Chakorasana. Now lift one leg behind your neck and keep your hands at the side of your body for balance. As you extend the opposite leg forward, lift your entire body off the ground, gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a powerful source of energy.
पूर्वदानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा.
Next up is Dhanurasana 2. Now hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra. Keep one leg extended and pull the other foot towards your ear, as if you're pulling a bowstring back, visualizing yourself as a bow.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ तु पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि.
Next up is Ashtavakrasana. Now keep your hands flat and lift the left foot over top of the left shoulder. Hook the right foot over the left foot. Extend your legs out to the side as you lean forward and balance on your arms with your legs extended to the side, visualizing yourself as a flying crane.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
Next up is Pranasana. Now keep one foot flat on the ground and place the other foot on top of the opposite thigh. Bring your shoulder beneath the raised knee. Press the other knee to the ground. Gaze up towards your third eye. As you visualize, you are immortal and able to exist from prana.
एतत् प्रभेदं वक्ष्यामि करोति यत् स चामरः.
Next up is Padmasambhasana. Now bring the left heel outside the right hip. Step the right foot over the left knee. Twist the left elbow outside the raised knee. Bring your arms behind. Bring one arm below the raised knee as you interlock your fingers behind your back. Gaze up towards your third eye and visualize Sage Matsinara, the master of Hatha Yoga.
पार्श्वाभ्यां धृतते यास्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रमुत्तमम्.
Now repeat Chakorasana on the other side. Lift the other leg behind your neck. And lift your entire body off the ground as you gaze up towards your third eye and visualize yourself as a powerful source of energy.
पूर्वतानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा.
Next up is Dhanurasana 2 on the other side. Now hold on to the big toes and pull the other foot towards your ear, visualizing yourself as a bow.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ तु पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि.
Now repeat Ashtavakra. Bring the other leg over top of the shoulder and hook the opposite foot over top, extending the legs out to the side, leaning forward and visualizing yourself as a flying crane.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च.
Now repeat Pranasana. Keep one foot on the opposite thigh. Bring the shoulder beneath the raised knee and gaze up, visualizing yourself being immortal, able to exist solely on prana.
एतत् प्रभेदं वक्ष्यामि करोति यत् स चामरः.
Now repeat Parshvamacindasana on the other side. Bring the right foot to the left hip, step the left foot over top, and twist the right elbow outside the raised knee. Bring the right arm below, and interlock the fingers behind your back as you gaze up and visualize Sajmasindara.
पार्श्वाभ्यां धृतते यास्तु पार्श्वमत्सेन्द्रमुत्तमम्.
Next up is Ardha Paschimottanasana. As you keep the heel against the perineum, extend one leg forward and lean forward and down, holding onto the front foot with both hands, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha and breathe in Jiva Chala Kumbhaka.
एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकं पादस्य पार्श्वनासीवनी सम्पीड्य.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes. Nithyananda, we are back. Let us now continue with the next asana of the sequence, Down Shasana. Now bring the right foot outside of the hip and hold onto the left foot with both hands, extending the left leg in front of your face. Visualize yourself as a crane in Down Shasana.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च. अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Now repeat Ardha Paschimottanasana on the other side. Now bring the left heel against the perineum and lean forward and down.
एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकं पादस्य पार्श्वनासीवनी सम्पीड्य.
Now repeat Down Shasana on the other side. Bring the left foot outside the hip and lift the right foot in front of your face as you visualize yourself with a crane Krauncha.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Next up is Swastikasana. Now sit in a comfortable cross-leg position with your feet in between the thighs and calves. As you keep your hands on the respective knees, gaze to your nose and embody peace, well-being, good fortune, and prosperity. Visualize the swastika.
जानुर्घोरन्तरे सम्यक् कृत्वा पादतले उभे.
Next up is Gorakshasana. Now, from the same posture, cover your heels with your hands. Gaze to your nose. And tuck your chin to the chest as you visualize the great sage Goraknath, founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya.
जानुर्घोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानौ व्यक्तसंस्थितौ गुल्भौ छाच्छाद्य हस्ताभ्याम् उत्तानाभ्यां प्रयत्नतः.
The next asana is Bhagasana 2. Bring the left heel against the perineum and place the right foot onto the left thigh. Gaze to your third eye. Visualize Swamiji. Meditate on Arihanta, the Enlightened One, the Lord, as you inhale all the way and cover your face with your hands, close your lips with your little fingers, nostrils with your index finger, with your ring fingers, eyes with index and middle fingers, and your ears with your thumbs.
वामपार्श्वं बुधं संस्थाप्य दक्षाङ्ग्रिवामजगणे.
Next up is Yogasana 2. Place your feet onto opposite knees. Then place your hands at the side of your body, palms facing up. Gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji, and breathe in Pankachan Chukumbaka. Roll up your tongue and inhale through the rolled up tongue as you stick your tongue out and keep your mouth in the shape of the beak of a crow, exhaling through your nose.
उत्तानौ चरणौ कृत्वा संस्थाप्योपरि जानुनोः.
From Yogasana 2, let's move on to Urdhva Kukutasana. Keep your legs in Padmasana and place your hands flat on the ground next to your body as you lift your entire body off the mat and visualize yourself as a rooster.
उत्तानौ चरणौ कृत्वा संस्थाप्योपरि जानुनोः.
Next up is Siddha Haratali Asana. Keep your legs in Padmasana and place your arms in between the legs. Don't lift your body up. Stay seated on the ground as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करें, हस्तु दो वो गोड़ासन धरे.
Next up is Hamsasana. Now push your body up off the mat. Balance on your arms as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as an elegant swan. Hamsa.
कुक्कुटासन स्थित्वा स्कन्धपर्यन्तं मूरूनि नीत्वा.
Next up is Karmukasana. Now rise onto your knees in Padmasana. Push your arms in between the legs and interlock your fingers behind your back in Parasha Mudra as you keep your fingers interlocked. Place your forehead on the mat in front of you and visualize yourself as Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow in Karmukasana.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करें, गोड़ासन दिमाही कर इधरे.
Next up is Kurmasana 2. As you sit in Padmasana, bring your arms in between the legs and bend your elbows so you can hold onto your shoulders. Now visualize yourself as a turtle with a stable body and mind to live for hundreds of years.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करें, घोड़ासन दिमाही कर इधरे.
Next up is Granthi Vedasana. From the same posture, now tuck your chin to the chest. Gaze to your nose. Rejoice. And when you're sitting in Shiva's secret knot posture, Granthi Vedasana.
अथ पक्षे नीलकण्ठ ग्रन्थिभेदासनं शुभम्.
Now roll onto your back in the same position as you hold onto your shoulders with your hands. Gaze to your nose and embody a turtle laying on its back in Uttana Kurmasana.
कुक्कुटासनबन्धस्थं कराभ्यान्तृतकन्धरम्.
Now pick yourself back up into Padmasana as you bring your hands in between the legs, placing one palm flat on the mat, holding onto its wrist with the opposite hand, lifting your entire body off the ground, balancing on one arm as you visualize yourself as a rooster in Pangu Kukkutasana.
कुक्कुटासने स्थित्वा एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य मणिबन्धं धृत्वा.
Place the other hand on the mat, lift your body off the ground, repeat Pangu Kukkutasana on the other side.
कुक्कुटासने स्थित्वा एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य मणिबन्धं धृत्वा.
Next up is Vridrasana. As you sit in Padmasana, lean forward and place your elbows on your toes. Interlock your fingers in Parasha Mudra. Rest your chin on your fingers and press your thumbs against your throat as you visualize you have gone beyond all of greed and covetous in Vridrasana.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानौ व्यक्तसंस्थितौ गुल्फौ छाच्छाद्य हस्ताभ्याम् उत्तानाभ्यां प्रयत्ततः.
Next up is Padmasana 3. Now place the backside of one hand over top of the other, keeping your hands in the lap with the palms facing up. Gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and engage all three bandhas, Mahamudra Bandha.
उत्तानः चरणो विधाय विधिवत् शक्तिस्थितो योगिरात्.
Next up is Padmasana form. Keep your hands on the knees. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose and visualize Paramashiva in your inner space as you chant the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पद्मासन एतत् पद्मासनं कुर्यात् प्राणवायु प्रसिद्धये शुभासनं सदा ध्यायेत् पूरयित्वा पुनः पुनः.
Next up is Karmukasana 2. Now keep one hand on the respective knee and hold the other hand around the big toe in Prana Mudra, moving the big toe round and round as you visualize yourself as Pinaka Lord Shiva's bow. And then after some time change the toe, move the other toe round and round in Karmukasana 2.
अथान्यासनमावक्षे योगपूरकरक्षणात्.
The next asana is Karmukasana 3. Sitting in Padmasana. Now cross your arms behind your back and hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra. Reach for your feet as you gaze through your nose and visualize yourself as Pinaka Lord Shiva's bow.
कार्मुकासनमाक्षित्य उदरे पूरयेत् सुखं तदवायुर्वसो जाति कालेन सूक्ष्मवायुना.
Next up is Dridhasana. Now raise your chest. From the same posture, keep holding onto the toes. Gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as the action of Paramashiva's third eye, destroying anything you come across.
पूर्वभ्यामुपरि स्थाप्य पादयुग्मं प्रयत्नतः.
Now lay down on your back, roll backwards as you keep your arms crossed behind. Keep holding onto the big toes if you can. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a snake as you breathe calmly through your nose in Sahajra Kumbhaka in Nagrasana.
प्रथम पद्मासन को ठाने दो हाथ पाछाने आने.
Next up is Kandukasana. Free your arms and legs. Hold your knees up against your chest. Interlock your fingers and encircle your legs as you bring your knee to the chest, your chin to the knees as you squeeze your body into a ball.
वेत्रासने स्थित्वा हस्तपादानि स्पृश्य ऊर्ध्वं नजेत्.
Now place your feet on the mat and interlock your fingers behind your neck. As you gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji and breathe calmly through your nose in Urdhva Vavanasana.
प्रथमे सूधो संयम करावे घोड़ा उभा राशि मिलावे.
Now place your hands underneath your heels with the palms facing up. Step your heels on your fingers. As you push your hips up high, engage Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha, the throat and the root lock. Tuck your chin to the chest and breathe in Murcha Kumbhaka as you visualize yourself as a powerful alpha ape in Markata Pitasana.
उत्तानशयनं पादतले उत्तानहस्तयोः स्थापयेत्.
Now support your lower back with your hands as you raise your hips up high and then straighten your toes forward. Extend your legs as you rest your entire body weight on your elbows. Gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji in Uttana Shikhipitatasana.
जङ्घोरुबलहीनश्चेत् उत्तानशिखिपीठकम् अप्रमत्तः प्रकुर्वीत भुक्तेः प्राग्विजितेन्द्रियः.
Next up is Narakasana. Now raise your legs up, point the toes upwards towards the sky. As you place your hands on the mat for support, visualize yourself as blissfully traversing through Naraka Loka unscathed in Narakasana.
ग्रीवाकण्ठेन भूमिं विष्टम्भ पादाग्रद्वयमूर्धमुत्रयेत्.
Now bring your hands to the lower back, straighten your body, and lower your legs down as you keep your core engaged intensely. Visualize yourself as a boat crossing the ocean of samsara in Tiryanokasana.
नौकावत् स्थित्वात् ऊर्ध्वं पादाग्रद्वयं नयेत्.
Oh, raise your feet back up, place your hands flat, be stable, sturdy, like a flagpole as you visualize yourself as the KAILASA flag, respected across all nations in Dvajasana.
तिर्यन्नौकावते ग्रीवापृष्ठकोर्परैः भूमिं वष्टभ्य मस्तकालाक्षेन पादाग्रद्वयमूर्धमुन्नयेत्.
Now lower your body down flat onto your back. Keep the hands at the side of your hips, palms facing up. In the final asana of the sequence, Mudritasana, completely uncludge from all your body movements internally and externally. But pull the Kundalini Shakti up along your spine forcefully in Shakti Chalan Mudra. Pull it up from Muladhara to Sahasrara Chakra as you visualize that your body is dead and Swamiji is liberating you internally. Chanda Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तोषवासनं शवासनं श्रमहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारणम्.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda.
Now, very slowly, bring awareness to your body. Come back to your body. And now, bend your knees and bring them to your chest as you wrap your legs and rock from side to side, back and forth, relaxing all the muscles of the back. Slowly bring some momentum and come to a seated position. Roll up. We have beautifully completed the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama. Now, after this intense sequence of asana, let's now get ready to enter into the next session, the power manifestation session.
Now we'll be completing with the Purna Mantra. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center. Close your eyes. Visualize Swamiji. Take a deep breath and let's chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyananda.
With one of the greatest happenings for it. One of the most powerful, one of the most profound happenings on planet Earth on the 3rd of January 1978 as an answer to the prayer of millions of human beings. Paramashiva himself descended into the human form, leaving an undeniable record of his happening in the night sky. Now, when Paramashiva himself chose to come to planet Earth, the whole cosmos, all the devatas from all the 14 lokas prepared for the grand arrival of Paramashiva. The whole of planet Earth, the 14 lokas, the devatas, everyone prepared for the arrival of Paramashiva in this human form. Now, for such a descent, when the whole cosmos is celebrating it, the universe left an undeniable record, which clearly shows the superconscious descent of Paramashiva on planet Earth. The superconscious descent of Swamiji. God himself came down in the form of Swamiji for all of us on this very day, precisely on this very day, 46 years ago. And when Swamiji descended, he left an undeniable record of his descent in the night sky. On that day, in the night sky, a bright supernova appeared in the constellation Aquila at approximately 12:50 a.m. Indian Standard Time. In the universe, somewhere 10 million light years away from planet Earth. And please note, 10 million light years away from planet Earth, a thermonuclear explosion of a white dwarf star caused one of the brightest supernovas ever observed. It had a peak absolute magnitude of -19.5, which means this supernova was visible to the naked eye on planet Earth.
Imagine and see the distance. The distance was over 10 million light years away, but it was so powerful and extremely bright that it was visible to naked eyes from planet Earth.
And the descent of Swamiji's was so powerful. Please note this. A star which was 10 million light years away experienced a huge explosion. And in addition to this, it is important to note that there was a very powerful interplanetary shock wave that was caused during Swamiji's descent. It was in this same time, this auspicious time was the same time that the avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivoham, descended on planet Earth. Like we all listened to the video, Swamiji said, the only frame that Swamiji saw was a bright light, a huge bright golden light. The next frame was what Swamiji saw was, he felt like a star, like a comet, like how it will be pulled down. Same way Swamiji felt like a shooting star traveling somewhere to the southern part of India. And the next frame, Swamiji realized he's assumed a body. The most compassionate act by superconsciousness, Paramashiva, his assumption of the body, his descent in the human form. And this act was so powerful, so strong, that the whole of the cosmos experiences intense explosion, the brightest supernovas ever recorded. It was so bright that it was visible for several months after reaching its peak brightness. And this made it one of the longest lasting supernovas. Well, So this supernova, named SN 1978, was the brightest supernovas ever. The power of this supernova's explosion even reached Earth through the cosmic radiation. It produced a shock wave of rocketing high energy particles that traveled close to the speed of light. Imagine how every bit of the cosmos experienced the auspicious descent of Paramashiva. It is also linked to the positive changes in the Earth's climate, such as increased cloud formation and increased precipitation, which resulted in more rainfall, less drought, less famine, ridding people of the suffering and starvation. Just the very action of Swamiji's descent has caused so much of auspiciousness to planet Earth. Just the very action of Swamiji's descent and just the very action of Swamiji assuming the human body has caused tremendous auspiciousness to planet Earth. To this day, humanity is reaping the benefit, not of the further actions that Swamiji did after his descent, just the very act of Swamiji's descent alone. To this day, humanity is still reaping the benefits of. This radiation was so powerful that it was proven to heal cancer. It was proven to heal so many diseases. It was proven to cause more rainfall. It was proven to reduce drought, famine. It was proven to reduce hunger, heal people, walk people out of hunger. Famine was completely, there was a significant impact in the famine, in the reduction of the famine.
Actually, one thing to note is that if you see anything that Swamiji does, anything, it's always grand, like so grand. Starting from his very descent, even his very coming down, happening for each one of us, even that happening was so grand. And all of us need to know, even to this day, exactly during this auspicious occasion of the Avatara Dinotsava, as per the Vedic calendar, every single year, there is another amazing celestial event that happens. Literally, the whole cosmos showers, signifying the grand celebration of the Avatara Dinotsava across all the multiverses, not just planet Earth alone.
This cosmic event is called the Quadrantis meteor shower. The Quadrantis meteor shower is another astrophysical phenomenon that peaks on the 3rd of January every year. This meteor shower is a significant cosmic event that stands as a testament to how the cosmos celebrates the descent of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism every year. Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, descended on this planet Earth on the auspicious Chitra Nakshatram, the star called Chitra Nakshatram, the Hindu star. And every year on this auspicious occasion of the Chitra Nakshatram, the planet Earth, experiences the Quadrantis meteor shower. The whole cosmos celebrates the happening of Paramashiva. And this year, on the 4th of January 2024, this meteor shower is happening.
All the Paramashivoham level participants, please come on camera. A very auspicious day today. Bhagavan Paramashiva incarnating as our master, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda, to raise us all to live a conscious, super-conscious lifestyle, radiating the state, space, and powers of Paramashiva himself, right? Today, we are all celebrating the happening of the avatar. So, hearty congratulations to each one of you, the chosen ones, the blessed ones, who have been handpicked by the avatar to be a part of this very beautiful manifestation. Swamiji says, 7 crore people were born before his happening, 7 crore with him, and 7 crore will be coming after him, who are all going to be the beneficiaries of his descent. So, on that note, let us begin the session in Paramashivoham Level 1. Please sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Hands together in Atmanjali Mudra. We'll invoke Bhagavan's presence by chanting the Sadguru Vandanam. Om Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Gnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes, welcoming all the seekers in Paramashivoham Level 1. It is very interesting. The topic for the day happens to be about Guru. Why Guru? Welcome you all. To deeper understandings about Guru and why Guru in KAILASA's Paramashivoham with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru, Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. The Guru is not another being, person like you and me. Guru is a principle, a tattva. What Brahma writes with his hand, your fate, only Guru has the power to change it. Paramashiva manifests as Guru, embodied in pure Guru Tattva, and burns all the karmas. Understand? The cosmos, with her boundless compassion, embodies and descends in the form of the Guru. And whatever Brahma has written as your fate, Guru alone has the power to change it. Paramashiva alone manifests as Guru, embodied in pure Guru Tattva, and burns all the karmas. Anything can be missed for the sake of Guru. You will have Guru and what you missed for the sake of Guru, but Guru should not be missed for anything, because if you miss the Guru, you will neither have the Guru nor what for you missed the Guru. When delusion takes over, it separates you from Guru and doesn't give you anything other than suffering. When Guru takes over, he gives you Guru and all the best things of life, all the good things of life. A drop entering into the ocean is enlightenment. That very ocean entering into the drop is Guru. So, in every dimension, Guru is far more precious and important than enlightenment itself, even though both are one and the same. Let us learn about Guru Tattva in Bhagavan's own words.
One incident happened between me and Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Once, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, my guru, gave me an instruction. And then he asked, "Will you do it?" I was shocked. Please understand. I used to use all my resistance, fighting, using all the bad words, everything with other gurus. like Yogananda Puri, Vibhudananda Puri, Annamalai Swamigal, even with Ram Suratkumar little, but never ever resisted Arunagiri Yogeshwara. It was such pure, intense, passionate, loving, beautiful relationship. Never I resisted him, or never I uttered a word, or even had a thought against him or against his words. So I was shocked. I felt, what did I do? Even he had a doubt and he has to ask me, will you do it? I immediately folded my hands and said, you are God. You are Shiva. How can I not do what you say? He laughed and said, no. If I am God, you are also God. No. In the powerful cognition of Guru is God,
All of you, please come to the space of listening. Sit in the space of deep gratitude as we await the darshan